Day is brought to you by Barton Community College. Explore your future and get started now. Visit gobarton.com.
Okay, Sports Day in 3, 2, 1.
60 to 57, 18.4 seconds to go in the game. They get it in. Nicholson wide open three for the tie. Got it! All right, there's 13 seconds to go. Eisenhower still with one shot. Poe, spin dribble, kicks it out. Lamari Howard. Now they get it down low. Jump hook, good. At the buzzer.
It comes down to that last shot, but we were bad on defense all night. And that's what we talked about at halftime. I mean, they were just setting one little down screen on the block, and they're wide open. So, but man, yeah, I mean, it just sucked.
The Lincoln Broncs got out to a quick 5-0 lead over the Hoisington Cardinals. They would go on 11-0 runs and 17-0 runs in the first half. They led 35-11 at halftime, and they go on for a 63-35 win over the Hoisington Cardinals.
Well, it kind of feels repetitive, but we know what to expect now, and it's just kind of towards the end of the season where we just need to get over that hump and get through it.
We got to practice. I don't know defensively, I hang my hat on defense, and I just don't think we've been there consistently. And then offensively, late in that game, our execution kind of went away. I didn't know what we were running. We were hollering this and they're running that, and so we all got to get on the same page. That's, going to start in practice.
Max Jones fading away, loose ball, Gasson double, triple pumping, and finishing. He's got 14.
They desperate for us always, so we knew it was going to be a tough and really rough game. We had to be aggressive. I feel like at the beginning, like Coach said, we settled for a lot of threes, but as the game went on, we didn't let our defense impact the offense.
I don't know, winning the tournament gets in the regional with the loss to Kearney now, because St. Paul won their conference tournament. They're a little bit ahead, so they're done, and they only have 2 losses. So.
And good afternoon. Welcome to Sports Day on 1590 KVGB, 95.5 FM. Talk of the town. Welcome in Thursday Sports Day show. Steve Webster riding solo here in the studio. Well, not solo. I've got my wingman right here with me, Landon Winkler, executive producer for Sports Day. And still waiting for the sun to come up tomorrow. I haven't seen it yet. Man, after a tough loss last night by the Great Bend Panthers. All right, on the show today, speaking of the Panthers, Kyle Cree will join us. Not in the Mayo Money Management studio, but we'll check in with Kyle at school today after the Panthers dropped that 62-60 decision to Goddard Eisenhower last night. Central Plains boys, they play in the championship game of the 1A D1 sub-state in Colby Saturday. They'll take on the Jackrabbits of Greeley County, so Michael Ryan will be joining us, and we'll talk with Ellenwood boys basketball coach Jaron Lane. He will join us as his team gets set to head to Syracuse tonight for Thursday's 2A sub-state semifinal against host Syracuse. This game was scheduled to be played on Tuesday night, but due to those high winds, I wouldn't want to drive out there 3 hours all the way to Syracuse, so they'll do it tonight. The Ellenwood boys trying to get into the championship game on Saturday, along with the Ellenwood girls who qualified last night. So that's what's on the show. Let's get to our sounds the past 24 hours. Final call last night on B104.3 The Point. Cohen Ho hit a jump hook at the buzzer and shocks Great Bend. 62-60 put an end to Great Bend's season. Panthers had tied the game at 60 thanks to that three-pointer by Ben Nicholson, but then Ho converted on the other end. And, man, the number 1 seed is taken down by the number 16 seed in 5A West. Kyle Cree talking about after the game, some defensive lapses hurting them, but Goddard Eisenhower really probably as healthy as they'd been all year. And they outscored the Panthers 25-9 during one stretch of the first half, got the lead out to 9, 28-19, 6-point lead at halftime. Panthers score the first 4 points the second half, thinking, okay, here we go. But then the lead gets pushed back out to 7 again. Great Bend just could not get over the hump. They did take a 1-point lead in the fourth quarter, but couldn't get a big shot to fall. Ben finally hit that one, but then just turning around and 12 seconds later, it's Ho that hits the jump hook, and Great Bend goes down. Man, Great Bend season's done. They end the year as WAC champs, champions of the Salina Invitational, but I don't think that's going very far today with the Great Bend Panthers. We'll talk about it with head coach Kyle Cree coming up. Hoiston Cardinal boys, their season comes to an end last night. Ran into a buzzsaw in Lakin. They're pretty good. Got off to that quick start, and Hoiston never recovered. as they go down 63-35 to the Bronx last night. Hoisington ends their season at 12-10. Still another solid year for the Cardinals and head coach Kyle Haxton. Other boys' results from last night: Hayes High wins. The boys, they knocked off Hutchinson 48-43. Came back in the fourth quarter to get that one. So Hayes will play Andover on Saturday in Andover for the right to go to the state championship. Girls last night. Well, the Ellenwood girls hosting Stanton County on their home court, Ellenwood's home court, and they would need it. The Eagles getting past Stanton County last night, 37-36. All you got to do, win and advance, right? So now they'll take on Phillipsburg on Saturday in Sublette. Phillipsburg beating Smith Center last night, 44-23. We'll talk about that matchup with head coach Greg Maxwell. He'll join us on Sports Day tomorrow, and we'll also talk about that game with Sunflower Sports Solutions. Connor Nickel will be on the program tomorrow. Western Athletic Conference girls teams in action last night, and Garden City won 65-59 over Wichita Southeast. Liberals into the semifinals, the championship game. They beat Campus 72-24, and the Dodge City girls in their season with just one win as they got overwhelmed by Wichita Heights 53-10 last night. Let's see. Alex Mayers, talking about, she was on Sports Day this week, talking about Grape Bend having to go to Hayes tonight to take on the unbeaten Hayes High girls, who were 20-0, but I guess they should be motivated, right? They were at the game last night. They saw 16 beat a 1. Boy, it'll be tough. Hayes has rolled past the Lady Panthers twice this year, including Friday's season finale, 67-23. Mike Marzoff, myself, will be there tonight, 6 o'clock tip at Hayes High School, 5:45 pregame on B1043 The Point. Also tonight, where we mentioned Ellenwood and Syracuse, Sterling is at home tonight in 2A boys semifinal action. They take on Medicine Lodge tonight, and then you've got championship Friday and Saturday for the smaller classes. Jeremy Combs wants his team to get back in the gym and practice a little bit. They'll have an opportunity. Talking about a team couldn't get over the hump last night. They just kept battling, get close. Then Coffeyville would make a big shot. They hit a huge three at the end of the game. Guy falling away, out of bounds almost, and he hit it, and Barton loses to Coffeyville on the road, 89-85. Barton was ranked 14th, Coffeyville 21st. This was significant, not really the second and third place. It was Barton finishes third, Coffeyville second, but it's a chance to get a win over a nationally ranked team, as that could be very important. It will be very important when you're looking for an at-large berth in the NJCAA National Tournament. Probably is better off for the Cougars, go out and win that thing, and they'll try to start doing that on Tuesday. They will have a quarterfinal tip-off on Tuesday against the winner of Saturday's 6-seed Colby and 11-seed Cloud County. Lady Cougars, they got beat last night, 89-55, but they'd already secured a home game in the playoffs, but they don't get a first-round bye. They will play Garden City on Saturday at the Kirkman Center at 2 o'clock. Barton is 15-15. Garden City comes in after they got a big win last night, knocking off Seward to move past Colby for that final spot. All right, some other sound. Some other sounds of the week, of the night. The call on ESPN Plus last night. David Gasson scored on a putback, put K-State ahead of Cincinnati 42-39, just over 8 minutes to go. K-State wins their second straight game. This was a slugfest all the way. 54-49 final score last night. Gasson had 18 points, 10 rebounds. Doug McDaniel, 13 points. K-State winning back-to-back games for the first time since February 8th and 11th. 8th and the 11th. So K-State, one game left in the regular season. Wildcats tied with West Virginia and TCU for 8th. Cats close the year Saturday at home against Iowa State. Kansas closes the year at home on senior day, senior night. They will host Arizona. That'll be a 3 o'clock start in Lawrence on Saturday. 12:30 start in Manhattan for Iowa State and Kansas State. KU women losing at the Big 12 tournament yesterday, falling to Texas Tech 57-53. K-State playing tonight. And here Gerard Welbrock voiced the Fort Hays State Tigers, talking about the Fort Hays State women. Wow, you go 25-3, but you're not going to be even the top seed, maybe not even the second seed in the NCAA Division II North Central Regional. Fort Hays was hoping for a chance to host it. Maybe they can, but Gerard says it's highly unlikely. Lady Tigers will play at 8:15 tonight, Kansas City's Municipal Auditorium in the MIAA tournament to take on the Jennies from Central Missouri State. They beat Emporia State last night by the score of 70-59. 19-9 Tiger men. Well, they'll need to win the MIAA tournament to make the NCAA Division II field. They play Central Missouri at 2:15 this afternoon against the Mules, who beat Northeastern Oklahoma yesterday by the score of 69-59. So there's the sounds of the past 24 hours or so. Good show for you coming up. Kyle Cree will put a wrap on the season. Didn't think I'd be doing it on this show today. Central Plains boys coach Michael Ryan and Ellenwood boys basketball coach Jaron Lane. Here on the Thursday edition of Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM.
Barton Community College's carpentry program is evolving to better meet industry needs. Barton is now offering construction technology. Workers are in high demand for the construction industry, and with hands-on training in framing, roofing, siding, and more, this program will put you on the fast track to join the workforce swiftly after graduation. This one-semester certificate will give you the skills you need to build your future. Enrollment is open now. To learn more, visit construction.bartonccc.edu.
If you're needing a healthcare plan for your business, let the experienced and dedicated staff at Freedom Claims Management Incorporated customize a health insurance plan that fits your business's need. Regardless if you're a large corporation or a small business on Main Street, Freedom Claims Management Incorporated can help you provide your employees with great health coverage at an affordable cost. Visit freedomclaimsinc.com where you can schedule a free, no-obligation health assessment today. Freedom Claims Management Incorporated in Great Bend.
See, this is happy. Look, did you see the Easter Bunny? Really? Where? Just kidding, but I made you look. Mima, what does this have to do with garage doors? Well, nothing really, but people will be happy they came to C&E Doors. We offer the best garage doors around. Plus, our service technicians can help solve any issue your garage door may have. What does Papa do? I'm still trying to figure that out.
Garage door service and repair at C&E Doors in Great Bend and Hayes.
It's time to talk Great Bend High School basketball with head coach Kyle Cree on Sports Day.
Welcome back to Sports Day. Our show today brought to you in part by Freedom Claims Management, innovative healthcare plans for your business. Let them take care of everything for you from start to finish and continued support. They have you covered. And by the Barton Cougar Booster Club, continuing their efforts to make the Barton Athletic Department the best in the country. Head coach Kyle Cree joins us right now. The Panthers fall last night to Goddard Eisenhower in the first round of the 5A sub-state. Coach, really appreciate you taking the time to talk with us right now. Man, that was a tough one last night, and it's one of those, of course, you know, I woke up this morning and said, "What? Oh, yeah, that happened." Yeah, it's that was a tough one.
Yeah, I mean, I think it hurts, and it's just something that we're all going to learn from, you know, the coaching staff, the managers, and the players. And, you know, it's something, it's kind of like a broken record. I don't know if the guys actually took it to heart until we lost, but nobody's gonna just walk into our gym, or we can't walk into another team's gym and expect to win without working hard. And I think last night we were, you know, maybe overlooking them a little bit, and kind of had a weird feeling going into this one. I kind of got after the team on Monday when we were doing our defensive shell drill, and they weren't necessarily bringing it like they have the other 53 practices or whatever for the you know, the rest of the year. So you know, I just think part of us, you know, they were the 16th seed, and I don't think we gave them the respect that they deserved.
You know, I talked to Steve Blue before the Panther game and kind of asked him, you know, what his expectations were going in. He said, well, they're a lot higher, but we've had guys sick and they had guys in and out, and that's kind of the play for Pierce Blue. He was probably in the best health he's been all season, and, man, he delivered last night. So it's kind of like one of the things you'd go through an entire season and it all can come together on one night.
Yeah, and that's what it's about. I mean, everybody's 0-0, and, yeah, he missed a few games, so you know, if he plays in some of those other ones and he's healthy, they probably win more games. I mean, they're probably worthy of a way higher seed than 16, and that's something that I harped on the guys, and, you know, even the the kid that came off the bench, number 30. I mean, I told him how good he was, and I don't know if they didn't believe it or, I don't know. I think after that Hessen loss, we kind of talked about how we got to have a little bit more respect for our opponents and be a little bit more humble and prepare for their best night, and definitely Goddard Eisenhower, they came out and played their best basketball last night.
It's kind of weird. You got off to a good start, but then, there's still like kind of feeling, okay, well, they're just kind of hanging around right now, and they went on that big run. That was kind of the first indication, man, you're in for a dogfight.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they deserve some credit, but defensively we weren't getting after it like we do normally. So, I think we deserve some blame and some criticism. But, I think the thing is when you're in the eye of the public, you're going to get criticized if you don't do the right thing. You don't win every game. So we just got to use this as motivation and make sure that we understand that we got to bring our A game every night, regardless if it's a 3A team, a 5A team, if they're undefeated or if they haven't won a game all season. I mean, I think we just got to make sure that we respect everybody and make sure that we're there mentally. Well, I guess you can it's time to talk about your seniors on this team. And, you go from Ben Nicholson hitting the 3 ball that tied it up, looked like he's going to send it to overtime, to, well, everyone's going to forget about that because of the last-second shot. But talk about Ben's contribution to the program and his ascension into a key play on your basketball team, Kyle. Yeah, I mean, I think everybody kind of noticed how much he's matured, and just in some text messages last night with him and Zay, those guys have bought in since day one. So we won a lot of basketball games, and Ben played a big part, as well as Isaiah. And I know for Ben it was kind of a struggle within for him having to wait to be a starter. Yeah. I know a lot of people outside of our gym and our community maybe asked him and questioned why he wasn't a starter, but I think he understands how good those guys were last year and how good Ian and Jake and how far this program has came in the past 4 years. So, yeah, Ben's been awesome, and, I hope he continues to play basketball. He's got some opportunities and some JUCOs that really like him, and, like I told him and Zay last night, I'll do whatever they need to help them win in life or get scholarships or, whatever it takes to continue helping those guys. And then you got Zay, who comes in and he wasn't a starter the last 2 games of the year, but you had a nice conversation with him, kind of let you know what he was all about. Yeah, I mean, I think last night giving Zay a hug, probably one of the most meaningful hugs that I've ever given a kid as a coach. I think, as a dad, you have hopes and dreams and aspirations for your own kids that, man, if Abel can grow up and be like Zay, I think he'll be okay. And you can't forget about Dom. Yeah, another kid that we talked about a little bit. He got cut last year. A little undersized post guy, but he worked on his game quite a bit. And, it'd be interesting to see what percentage of kids could actually get cut as a junior and have the heart and the determination, everything it takes to come out and try out again. And he deserved it. He made the team, and he does a lot of things in practice that, people that only probably watch us 2 to 4 hours a week probably don't recognize or understand. But, yeah, Dom's been awesome. He's another guy that, he's matured quite a bit just as far as the way he carries himself, the way he reacts to adversity or when things aren't going his way. So it's been cool to coach him in basketball, but then, also get to coach him a little bit in football. So he's got a great work ethic. I'm thinking he wants to do something in the construction world, and he's got the work ethic to be successful. So I'm excited to see what the future brings to Dom as well. Well, it sucks because it comes, just to a screeching halt all of a sudden, and then you kind of forget about what kind of year it was, and wow. 18-3, but an 18-2 regular season. You won the SIT, you won the Western Athletic Conference, went through it 8-0, and sometimes you forget about that, but this was a fun season. Yeah, I mean, and that's something that we talked about with Ben and Zay, is we got a lot of things to be proud of, but I think it just hurts more because the hopes and the expectations were so high, and to be honest with you, we know as a team that there's a lot of people that are against us, whether it's people in Great Bend or other communities. So ultimately, I think we just want to prove people wrong and just kind of let this kind of be a foundation to just working harder this summer and hopefully have some of that same success next season.
Yeah, a lot of you kids are multi-sport athletes, so then you get done and then you got to move on to something else. But, man, these guys have been involved in football, basketball. It's been a long grind, so, hopefully they can take a deep breath and get ready for the next thing they do. Man, high school kids are busy these days.
Yeah, and that's something I think me, Aaron, and Lashley and Beck, I think we're all on the same page. We want kids to be involved in as many things as possible. And, I think, the big thing for me after those first 2 losses is, just telling those guys that's kind of the way life works. So for me as a teacher and a coach, try to show up and be as positive as I can and, just start talking to those guys about spring sports. And, it's been kind of cool talking to some of those guys that are doing baseball and track. Those guys aren't taking a day off. So that's a testament to who they are as people, how they're raised, and just how good of kids we have here at Great Bend High School.
Solid nucleus coming back next year with Ian, Jake, and Cooper and Dax, but obviously you'll have to get someone to replace Zay and Ben Nicholson. Who are some of them kids you're looking at?
Yeah, I think we saw a little bit of them throughout the season with all the injuries we had, but, Taven Streep's a guy that's came a long ways. Jackson Wandra, Ethan Summers, he's, both the Summers boys, anytime we have an open gym, they're always here. So Ethan's got a really good shot, so he's another guy that can help us. Alec, he's just, he's got some of those intangibles and some of those things that you don't necessarily have to coach just like his brother. So Alec's another guy. Brody Postaway, Cole Fancher. We got guys, so we're going to continue to develop these guys. And, just like I said, and you said as well, that the sun's going to come up every morning, so we just got to continue to work and, just keep getting better each day.
Well, I'm waiting for it. I think it will. Yeah. I think it will sometime today, but I guess
it's a little cloudy. That's just the joys of living in Kansas. You never know if it's going to be fall and spring, or winter and spring, or spring and winter. You've been dealing with it longer than I have. So that's one of the great things about living in this great state of Kansas. So
yeah. So Kyle Cree with us here on Sports Day now. So you're involved in football. You're involved in basketball. Do you go? Are you like a multi-coach, multi-sport coach besides those 2 sports?
Yeah, that's honestly what I was talking my first hour. I've coached track in the past. I actually they accepted me into coaching softball for 2 years because they were hurting for a coach. And actually the head coach got fired 1 year, so I actually became the head coach of softball. And with my kids, we want to get them involved in everything. So soccer, tennis, dance, gymnastics. It's all sports. I got a passion for all sports. I love competition, and honestly, I hate to lose, but I think over the years I've kind of realized that it's nobody's fault outside of our team, so I can't take it out on my wife or my kids or the students in the classroom. So it's just another life lesson, and we'll spend a lot of time with my family going out and watching baseball and softball and making sure we support the track kids. And I guess on the positive side, I do get to spend a lot more time with my kids. And football and basketball are pretty demanding when you think about time and how much time we sacrifice as a family. So I know my wife was really hurt last night, and I'm not the most sympathetic, but our family's all in when it comes to Great Bend High School, Great Bend sports, and just got to keep moving forward.
Yeah, and I guess that's when you come out and you coming off a loss like that, and your family was over there, and you're there for them, and they're there for you. So it's way.
Yep, and I think the cool thing is our kids, even after the game, they're still giving Abel fist bumps and high fiving Kenna and Rachel Fexton's over there giving my wife a hug. So losing sucks, but there's a lot of good people here, and we're not going to stop working for them.
How to Ian? Ian Premer's been amazing this year, handling so many different things and still performing like he has with a lot of distractions and things like that. That's been pretty impressive to see, and what a great young man. Everybody on the team is, but how he's handled that has been pretty amazing.
Yeah, you couldn't. I mean, I don't know that a kid could handle the pressure and the amount of text messages and just everything he's doing, and the criticism. You know, I kind of mentioned that earlier. There's a lot of people that don't know Ian that yell obscenities at him and try to bring him down, but I don't think that's the case. I mean, he's just such an amazing person and just a good family. And the other day we were having a team dinner. I was like, all right, guys, like, just stay off your phones for 10 more minutes. And, you know, looking over at Ian, he's like, Coach, I got a lot of text messages. I said, I know, Ian. He's like, I'll be fine. But just a really good kid, and Alex the same. I've been pretty hard on him this year, trying to get him ready to play at the varsity level. So couldn't ask for better kids or a better family, and a kid that deserves it as much as Ian.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's it like to be, you know, Ian Premer's younger brother? So, you know.
He'd have to ask him. Yeah. I know it's not easy, but I think my thing's for him, and I would guess that his parents are saying the same thing. He just needs to be himself. He doesn't need to be his brother. He needs to be Alec and create his own path and enjoy his own journey, and not let anybody else bring him down. It's tough for high school kids in 2025. You know, I'm sure it was tough for us too. But with all the social media and as outspoken as people are anymore, I think he just needs to just keep focused on himself, and he's going to have his time. He's going to. The other day at team dinner, I made a comment about him being a professional athlete and Ian working in the kitchen somewhere. So he's got a lot of things that'll make him successful in life as well.
Kyle, appreciate this time today. Sometimes after something like that, a tough loss, I get ghosted sometimes, but stand up.
No, we won't do that to you,
Okay.
No, there's no way. I mean, that would be something maybe like Coolman would do. You know, he's a little more bitter than me. He is an elder. He doesn't have to respect the elders. No, I appreciate everything you do, man, and I think that was another good thing, is having a guy that's so experienced and so easy to talk to. So I appreciate everything you do, and I know it's stressful for you as well. So much appreciated.
It's been a blast, Coach. Kyle Cree, appreciate it. Have a great day.
Yeah, you too.
Okay, Kyle Cree with us here on Sports
Management Studios, 1590 KVGB, Great Bend, and 95.5 FM K238CK, Hoisington.
Community bankers should actually know your community. Hi, I'm Sean Powson, president of your local Equity Bank. As someone who lives here, I know many of you, and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time, and I've helped many navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people, so I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you our commitment to serving you and our communities. Because at Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
It's all here at Great Bend Rec.
Sports, leisure, fitness and wellness, even senior and adaptive needs. It's all here at Great Bend Rec. Pick up a program guide or stop by the rec office at 1214 Stone in Great Bend. Or check out the website, greatbendrec.com. Live, play, explore at the rec.
It's all here at Great Bend Rec. Live, play, explore at the rec.
Dr. Nels here, Animal Medical Center, and today we want to give a shout out to all the supporting cast at these basketball games. We have some great young men and young women on the court, but we also have some great young men and women playing their instruments, cheering, dancing, all those things. Let's clap for them. When they perform and get done, let's show them a round of applause, show them some love as well, because they deserve it. Dr. Nels here, Animal Medical Center, large or small, we take care of them all.
Hey everyone, this is Cole Ryan, voice of the Barton Cougars. Attending sporting events for Barton Community College is great, but did you know you can support the athletic teams even further by getting involved with the Cougar Booster Club? The Boosters help with fundraising for equipment and facility upgrades to give Barton athletes every opportunity to keep succeeding at the regional and national levels. Join the Cougar Booster Club as an individual or business. Call 620-792-9377. Become a booster today. Go Cougars.
It's Sports Day on 1590 KVGB I-5 FM, presented by Barton Community College and the Cougar Athletic Department.
Welcome back to Sports Day, Sub-State Week continuing. And on Saturday, the Central Plains Oilers will be in Colby. They will take on Greeley County, the Jackrabbits, for the right to go on to the 1A Division I state tournament. Join us, head coach of Central Plains, Michael Ryan. Always an exciting time of the year, especially if you're still playing, Coach.
Yeah, no, it's a blast. We told our guys the other day that we should need to be thankful that we're still going. There's not many teams that have an opportunity to keep playing this time of year, and just enjoy being around each other each and every day.
Is it a different feel this year? Because you always would go to like one site, for like 2 games at least, and now, you played 2 at home, and now you're traveling on the road.
Yeah, it's definitely been goofy. We haven't felt like we played hardly any basketball the last couple of weeks. We were fortunate enough to have a first-round bye, so we didn't even play our first-round game. And then we played Ellis the other day at home, so we haven't hardly had much of a game yet, or it's been a while.
Is that good or bad, or can you tell yet?
It's both, I think. We ended up the regular season playing pretty well, so when you're playing well, you just want to play a lot, if that makes sense. But a little bit of rest, we were able to put in a couple different things, so there's good and bad to it.
Yeah, you come back, you play on a Monday, and you took care of Ellis, 43-23. Tell me about that game, Coach.
Our guys did a really good job of playing to the scouting report. We had a lot of time to go over different things that Ellis did offensively, and our guys did a really good job of making them do things that they weren't necessarily comfortable with. And by doing that, they had a lot of really long possessions where they just really couldn't get anything going. So people see the score and think, man, no offense. But there really wasn't that many possessions in the game, if that makes sense. Our points per possession was actually a little bit better in that game than it has been for our average on the year.
Okay, you were rolling along pretty good, then kind of hit a bump there at the end of January, first part of February. You lost 2 or 3 games, but it seems like you've responded pretty well coming back and winning 5 straight since that loss to St. John.
Yeah, and that's something I told our guys. When we lost to St. John in February, we had some adversity. We did. We were not playing very well. And our guys really took it personally and fixed some things. And it's made it a lot of fun and really rewarding seeing that we had quite a bit of adversity and we were able to come out of it a better team. So I really think that stretch of not playing very well might have ended up helping us long term.
Okay, Mr. Mechanic, what were some of the fixes that you were able to make that have you clicking right now?
Well, our guys we're playing a lot faster right now and not thinking quite as much. We went through a stretch in there. For some reason or another, we weren't playing with a lot of confidence, and we were just sitting there thinking and trying not to make a mistake. And here lately, it seems like we've been playing a lot freer, and it's worked out well for us so far.
Okay, you get Greeley County, and they had a very close game with La Crosse. I know they've got a very good score on their team. Talk about the Jackrabbits a little bit.
Yeah, they're a solid ball club, obviously. If you're playing in the sub-state championship game, you're going to be pretty decent. They have a couple kids who are 2 of the better guards that we've seen this year. One of them, a little sophomore, he's made 9 threes in a game, I believe, this year. So kid can really fill it up. And their best player, number 1, if you remember a couple of years ago, he made the corner 3 to win them the state championship when he was a freshman. So he's been there, done that. They're an experienced team that's been in the States before and been in big games, so we're going to have to play well.
How do you match up with them size-wise?
They're not super big, and we obviously aren't either. So that's probably about a wash if I was going to guess. We're not super big inside. They're not super big inside, so we'll see what we can do.
The matchup out in Colby, this is, I guess you could say they'll have the home part of the state advantage. I'm sure Central Plains is going to travel really well. Thoughts on playing at the Colby Event Center?
I think it's going to be really fun. I've never personally been there, and I don't think any of our guys have either. So we're excited to go see a different venue, and we know that our fans will travel well. They always do a great job of supporting us. That's part of what makes Central Plains so special. And we know they'll support us, and we're excited to go out there and give it our all.
Okay, that's a 5 o'clock start at the Colby Event Center coming up on Saturday. This season, you're not done yet, obviously, but you said you went through some adversity. It's kind of a long year, so kind of take me through the journey a little bit to where you finished and getting ready to play for a sub-state championship.
Yeah, obviously we start off the year not having much practice time. In order to, or since we played in the state football game. So before Christmas, it was just rapid fire. And then here after Christmas, it seems like it's just flown by. This is only my third year as a head coach, but this is by far seems like the fastest season has gone for us. Part of that's just because the guys have been so easy to work with and so much fun to work with. And a big part of that is they just practice so well. This is by far our best practicing team that we've had here in my 3 years. When we show up to practice, I don't hardly have to get on people that much because they just go hard all the time. And when they do that, it makes it a lot of fun because we can work on fundamental stuff and all the little stuff and don't have to beg them to play hard.
Michael Ryan, head coach of the Central Plains Oilers, with us here on Sports Day. They will take on Greeley County Saturday in the Sub-State Championship game in Colby. You knew who you had coming back, but it was maybe some guys that have stepped up and contributed a little bit more than maybe you expected they would, Michael.
Rylan Simpson's one that's really stepped up and done a lot better than what I thought he would. When he was a freshman, he was mainly a C-team guy, and then last year he was mainly JV, didn't see any varsity time except for maybe the last couple minutes of a game. And he has really stepped up and filled a big role, and I think he's averaging 7 points a game, something like that. So he stepped in and filled a little bit of a scoring role that we needed him to do.
Brody Christ had a good year. I mean, that's what you were expecting, and it looks like he's delivered the goods.
Yeah, Brody Christ is a special kid. He is just a blast to be around, and it's really fun for me being able to coach him, because I don't know if many people know this. I went to school here with his brother, and he was one of my best friends growing up. So I was around Brody from the time he was born up until now, and just to see how much he's developed and how good of a leader he's become, Brody is a huge, huge part of our team, and just really thankful to have him.
How cool is it to take your team? I mean, you played on these teams that went to sub-state, you played on teams that went to state, and now you're coaching the team. How cool is that?
No, it's a lot of fun. There's just something about, I've been a couple different places doing student teaching, and then I was at Smoky Valley for a couple of years, and there's just something special about Central Plains. Our kids just compete so hard, and they expect to win. And a lot of places, that's not the case. So we're really, really thankful that that's the case around here, and people put in a lot of time in order to get in situations like this.
You put up a very good record in the CPL this year. The CPL is as deep as you remember. I mean, back when you were slugging it out with St. John, it was kind of like, you and the Tigers. But a lot of depth this year. Talk about the league that you competed in, the CPL.
Yeah, our league is about as deep as it's been in a long time. I don't know if the top-end teams are necessarily as good as what it was when we were going through with us in St. John, obviously. But, yeah, if you could lose to about anybody on any given night, there was multiple games where you're like, man, that team beat them. And just over and over between us and Victoria and St. John, Ellenwood, Maxville, Otis Bison, you can just keep going on teams that are super competitive this year.
Okay, so there's probably a lot of excitement over there. Lady Oilers, they're still rolling, and it's going to be a big weekend in Central Plains High School, huh?
Yeah, everyone's excited. People are talking and calling about if they're going to get a hotel down there, spend the night, or if they're going to come back. But our girls, they're playing really, really well right now. Pat Stiles is, I'm biased, I know, but the best ever to do it, in my opinion. And, man, he just gets everything out of those girls, and they do everything so well and play so hard.
Yeah, I think a lot of people probably agree with you on that, Coach. I don't think there's any problem there. Okay, couple days away, feelings going into Saturday night with the trip to the state tournament on the line, Coach.
Obviously, at this time of year, you got to be feeling confident. And that's what we keep telling our guys is play with confidence, don't have any doubt. We just have to finish. Have that mindset of we're not happy just to be in the sub-state sub-state finals. Last year, I don't want to say that we were happy to be there, but we were happy that we beat Maxville, which is a really big game for us, to get to the finals. And then we were playing a lacrosse team last year who was extremely, extremely talented and beat us pretty well early in the year. So we're hoping that we can go in there and finish this thing and give ourselves a chance next week.
Okay, Oiler Nation rolling down I-70 West. Look out. Here comes Central Plains to Colby. Coach, thanks for taking the time today. Good luck on Saturday.
Thanks for having me. Really appreciate it.
All right, head coach Michael Ryan, Central Plains Oilers taking on Greeley County in the 1A D1 Sub-State Tournament out at the Colby Events Center on Saturday at 5 o'clock. We'll continue with Sports Day coming up right after this.
Take your passion for creating magic behind the curtain to new levels with Barton Community College's Technical Theater program. This new program is designed for students to learn how to create breathtaking light shows, run a state-of-the-art soundboard, and build captivating sets. Unleash your creativity and earn an associate's degree to build the skills you need for a career in theater. Now enrolling for the fall semester. Learn more at techtheater.bartoncccc.edu.
Community bankers should actually know your community. Hi, I'm Sean Powson, president of Your Local Equity Bank. As someone who lives here, I know many of you, and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time, and I've helped many navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people, so I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you our commitment to serving you and our communities. Because at Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
Central and Western Kansas residents, are you looking for a new vehicle? Marmy Auto Group can make it happen. Marmy Auto Group includes Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep and Ram, Chevrolet, and GMC. Marmy Auto Group, your Central and Western Kansas dealer, has new and pre-owned vehicles, or we can special order your vehicle today. If your existing vehicle needs serviced, Marmy's award-winning service department can help. Come to Marmy Auto Group on 10th or marmys.net. Marmys, make it happen.
Sports Day is presented by Barton Community College and the Cougar Athletic Department. Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM.
Yeah, Sports Day brought to you today by the Marmy Auto Group on 10th Street in Great Bend and Equity Bank, where they're adding value for their customers and communities. Equity Bank, find where the location is for you. Just go to the locations tab at equitybank.com. Head coach Jared Lane of the Ellenwood Eagles joining us right now. Coach, you're on the road today, kind of like I am. So I was almost a Victoria on Tuesday and got the call that nope, the bus turned around, and that was the same situation for you guys. You had a game scheduled at Syracuse. Did you guys leave town, or just thought it just
no, we did it. We found out Monday night, so we got done with practice, and we kind of said our final words. And, hey, let's go take care of business. And then I get the call from my AD right after practice. Nope, it's actually going to be Thursday. So
that was helpful, though.
At least we knew. But then it's like, okay, now we got 2 more days of practice. We anticipated that we're going to be playing in 24 hours, but that's okay.
Well, you got things started on the right track in sub-state play, and knocking off Trigo, pretty solid outing to open things up, 62-29. Tell me about that win.
Yeah, no, we played really, really well. Looking at Trigo, they were a really solid basketball team this year. They had athletes, and I knew we were going to have to play well. I felt pretty comfortable that it was going to be at home and we were going to have our fans behind us. But I could not have been more impressed with the way that my guys came out and battled and played. I told them after the game that I've been asking them for 2 years while I've been here, hey, can we throw that first punch? Can we try and knock a team out here early in the game? And we were able to do that against Trigo. We started the game, I think we were up at 19-3 at the end of the first quarter, and we didn't look back from there. So I was really impressed with the way my guys came out in that game.
Okay, I talked to Michael Ryan a little bit earlier this morning from Central Plains. I wanted to get his, because it's been kind of a strange sub-state schedule where, you play at home and then you're playing a road game and it's a semifinals at sub-state. Now, back in my day, or not that far along, it was kind of like an event. You went to one location. It was a neutral site. It felt like postseason. What about this going on the road for a semifinal in a sub-state game?
Yeah, definitely it changes things, and I think everybody's trying to get used to, these changes that we have this year. Obviously for us, it's going to make things a little bit tougher driving 3 hours out to Syracuse, and we're going to have to try to overcome some adversity, a little bit of going on that road. Obviously, our girls last night, they were the beneficiaries of it, getting to play in front of our home fans for that second round game. So, it goes both ways, and it just makes the regular season that much more important that, if you can, you'd like to be hosting those first 2 rounds because that can be a pretty big advantage trying to get to that championship game.
Okay, you've got a road trip, Syracuse, and I mean, it's a familiar opponent, but more so in football, which the Eagles have been able to handle Syracuse pretty easily. Basketball team, a little bit different story, it looks like.
Yeah, no, they're definitely they're going to be good. I am glad that most of my basketball players do play football, so they're familiar with that 3-hour drive we've done out there. We've also gone out to Stanton County these last few years.
Yeah.
So it's not just completely unfamiliar to be able to get off a bus after a long drive and then be ready to play. But yeah, we're going to have our hands full against a really, really good Syracuse team tonight.
What stands out for you when you watch them on video?
They got the big Keller kid, number 23 senior. He's listed about 6'4", and he's a good athlete. I've been able to catch a few of his dunks in some of the games that I've watched, and then he's got a little brother that's a nice player too. He's a sophomore, and they got some really, really nice senior guards all around them. And then they're going to get after it defensively. They run a little bit of some zone full court pressure, and we're going to have to be able to handle that and then take care of business in the half court as well.
Okay, defensively, offensively, they do anything that maybe you haven't seen before, or have to really maybe use those extra 2 days to prepare for that?
I said I've seen a lot of that full court zone pressure, which we haven't seen a ton. We've seen at points, possessions every once in a while this year, but we haven't seen a team that's really committed. Hey, we're going to try to run a 1-2-2 full court press. So it's going to come down to can we handle that a little bit? If we can handle that pressure, not turn it over, not get too sped up, and still get good shots in the half court, I think we'd be okay there. Offensively, like I said, they've got size with the Keller kid at 6'4", and then guards that can shoot around him. So we have to do a really good job on him, and we have to do a really good job of closing out then once he kicks to those shooters.
What's the vibe you get from your team right now?
I think we're ready. Like I said, I told them I feel like we've been preparing for these guys for forever because of the extra 2 days. But I think we're ready. I think, and the last time I was on, I told you, it's all about can you be playing your best basketball at this point in the year. That was right after we beat Hoisington, and we came up short against a good Central Plains team. But then we've handled business these last few games. We've been playing really, really good basketball, and we're playing the best basketball we've played all season, and I think we're really ready.
Yeah, and when last time you were in here, of course, that was I remember Landon Simpson talking about, we've got to close strong. They went out and put 50 on the board against Kinsley. So
that was that same week. Homecoming. He had a heck of a night.
What was that like, watching Landon Simpson go for 50?
It was pretty incredible, and it was a record that had stood, I think, since the early '80s, and then Britt Dutton had 48 a couple years ago. And in return, so, he didn't make it easy on Landon with, 48's a pretty high mark to have to go get. But he was pretty darn impressive. He was 11 for 20 from the three-point line, which that also broke a school record that has been held since, I think, the mid-'90s. And he was efficient. He was really, really good that night.
Well, I asked you about a vibe earlier from your kids. What's the vibe around Ellenwood High School right now? Lady Eagles get a win last night, and they're going on to the championship game. I know you'd like to join them, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of buzz. That's what me and Coach Maxwell have talked. And, if we're fortunate enough to be able to get by Syracuse tonight, with this change, we would both be playing on Saturday now over in Sublette. So if we're both there, that could be a pretty fun day. And I think we'd be expecting a lot of support from Ellenwood, and that could be pretty fun.
I know that Great Bend plays at Hayes tonight, but they did not change their game, so the winner of tonight's game would play tomorrow. So that's a different schedule from what you guys are doing in 2A then.
Yeah, it is a little bit. That's a really fast turnaround. Ours would be a really quick turnaround as well, and I'm one where I like to try to take things a game at a time and not overlook anything. But with that quick turnaround, you have to at least have some film ready to go in case hey, we do win this game tonight. And haven't looked at it necessarily at all, but hey, at least have it ready because it's going to be a quick turnaround for us to be able to get ready because whoever we play in that championship game, if we're fortunate enough to get there, is going to be a tough one to beat as well.
How does Jaron Lane handle a 3-hour bus trip?
I think the biggest thing is trying to keep nerves in check a little bit. This is still just my second year as a head coach, and it's the biggest basketball game I've ever coached in. And I'm fortunate enough to have a dad that coached for a long time, and so he's in my ear helping me out a little bit. But there's going to be some nerves hanging out there. Then I think once we get off the bus, then those things will calm down, and we'll be ready to go, and it'll be business as usual. But right now, it's just today's a long day.
All right, I'd say feelings going in. I know one of them's going to be excited, but feelings about this matchup tonight here, just a few hours away from taking on Syracuse to get to the sub-state championship game.
Yeah, it's a really exciting time. When we looked at the way the sub-state broke out, we were fortunate enough to host that first-round game, which was a big goal for us. And there's a really good opportunity sitting in front of us. And like I said, all I could ask for is for my guys to be playing the best basketball at this point in the season. I think we're doing that. So it'd be awesome if we can take care of this opportunity and keep this thing going and give ourselves a chance on Saturday. But we're going to have our hands full. We're going to have to play really well to do it. We're going to have to overcome some adversity with a 3-hour-long bus ride. And like I told them, shooting may not travel. We can't maybe expect that we're going to shoot as well as we did against Traeger the other night. The defense does, and I think we defend really, really well, and I think I can expect that at least out of us. We don't give ourselves a shot.
Eagles fly, Coach. Thanks for joining us. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Jaron Lane here with us on Sports Day. We'll be back. Final segment coming up here.
When it comes to car maintenance, it's good to know a local guy that can get things done. The Eller family has been in the auto repair business in Great Bend forever. Greg Eller continues that long tradition of helping people. Eller Automotive Repair specializes in wheel alignments, oil changes, and general maintenance for all makes and models of cars and small trucks. Open 8 to 5 Monday through Thursday, 8 to 4 Fridays. Eller Automotive Repair at 915 Morton, right behind Great Bend Appliance, Furniture, and Sleep Source, 10th and Morton.
See, this is happy. Look, did you see the Easter Bunny? Really? Where? Just kidding, but I made you look. Mima, what does this have to do with garage doors? Well, nothing really, but people will be happy they came to C&E Doors. We offer the best garage doors around. Plus, our service technicians can help solve any issue your garage door may have. What does Papa do? I'm still trying to figure that out.
Garage door service and repair at C&E Doors in Great Bend and Hayes.
Pulling acres ahead of the competition is simple. Cenex Maxtron synthetic diesel engine oils give you the smartest oil for the toughest conditions. These premium oils are formulated with EnduroVis technology and a balanced additive package to control deposits for a cleaner, more efficient engine that gives you proven durability. Cenex Maxtron diesel engine oils. Oil that runs smart.
Contact American Plains Co-op Fuel Department in Great Bend, your certified Cenex distributor.
Now, in its second decade, it's Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM. Presented by Barton Community College and the Cougar Athletic Department.
Sports Day today also brought to you by C&E Doors. Your full-service garage door company. Follow the orange sign south of 10th and Harrison in Great Bend. American Plains Co-op Bulk Fuel Department featuring number 2 clear diesel, bulk fuel, E10, fuel delivery, all your lubricants and fuel supplies, and your hometown mechanic, Eller Automotive Repair, where they specialize in wheel alignments, oil changes, general maintenance for all makes and models of cars and small trucks, and Great Bend Rec Commission, dedicated to improve our community and the lives of its individuals. A lot of great folks helping to bring you sports talk in the Golden Belt. Steve Webster back with you, Mayo Money Management Studio, along with Landon Winkler today. Getting ready to head back to Hayes. I almost got there on Tuesday night, just shy of Victoria when the call came that the bus had turned around. Yeah, it was nasty on Tuesday with all that wind out there. So we'll do it tonight. Great Bend Lady Panthers against Hayes High. We'll have the pregame for you on B1043 The Point at 5:45. So that game has been moved up to 6 o'clock tonight. So the Lady Panthers, shocked the world. They saw Goddard Eisenhower do that to the Panther boys last night. Who knows what will happen? 5:45 tonight for Lady Panther basketball. Jayhawk Conference came to an end last night. Of course, Barton men getting beat 89-85. Barton women got beat 89-55. So the standings are finalized now. And Cowley wins the Jayhawk Division I. They went 21-3 this year, 26-4 overall. And then Coffeyville finished second. They're 18-6, 22-8. Barton's sitting there right now, 23-7. Man, it would have looked a lot better being 24-6 if they could have got that one at Coffeyville last night. It's going to be tricky in the Region 6 tournament, especially if Cowley does not win it, because then you figure Cowley's going to snatch up one of those at-large bids. Cole Rife feels that the Jayhawk will get 2 teams, but if someone else rolls through there, Cowley's going to get one of them. And, of course, if it's Barton, you don't worry about it. You get that automatic bid. Or Coffeyville. But if someone comes up like Butler, who pounded Cowley didn't pound them, they beat them 72-69 and handed Cowley just their 3rd conference loss. So a team like that, I don't know if I would wait around to see if I could qualify in at-large. Go win the thing. Jeremy Combs saying the Cougars going back to practice to do exactly that. Showdown last night in Hutchinson between Dodge City and the Hutchinson women, and Hutchinson picked up the victory as Hutch beat Dodge 75-67. So Dodge and Hutchinson share the regular season championship at 21-3. Coffeyville finished 19-5. Barton 11-13 in league play, 15-15 overall. They get Garden City on Saturday at 2:00. Garden is 13-16 on the season. They finished 10-14 in conference play. But Hutchinson is your regular season champion along with Dodge City. You know, you talk about automatic bids. Man, when you play 24 conference games, I still think that if you go through a 24 game conference schedule and win the league, to heck with the postseason tournament, you're in. No matter, you can go to the postseason tournament and play, see if anyone else can come through and maybe win. But man, that ought to be an automatic berth. I don't know what they do this year because Dodge and Hutch split during the regular season. I'm sure that they have some tiebreaker on that. Because on the women's side, who's number 1 seed? Dodge City turned out to be the number 1 seed over Hutchinson. So if Barton does beat Garden City on Saturday, they would face Dodge City in Dodge coming up next Tuesday. So a tough path for the Barton Lady Cougars, but they did get a home game and a chance at least to knock off Garden City before they go to Dodge, who has beat them twice this season. All right, high school basketball tonight. Good luck to the Ellenwood boys traveling west right now. That wind's, this time it's blowing from the south. Doesn't feel like a south wind. It's cold out there. Mike Marzoff and me will venture north. We'll go to Hayes, and we'll have the broadcast for you tonight. And we'll be back here for Sports Day tomorrow. Good show. Greg Maxwell will be with us, talking Ellenwood girls basketball. Jeremy Combs will be in, and Connor Nickel preview all the sub-state championship games. That's on the show tomorrow. Back then at 12:30 on KVGB.